Morning. Welcome to the end of year Ainslie news. It's Wednesday, the 23rd of December. The 2020 wrap and 2021 forecast is what we're going to talk about today. But firstly, let us join the chorus of what a year. However, in the year of personal hardship, there has been some great gains for investors in precious metals and cryptocurrencies, and the response by governments and central banks around the world has set us up for a very bullish outlook for both. Looking forward to 2021. So let's have a look at how these performed over this year. So gold is up 15%, silver up 32%, platinum down 3%, Bitcoin up 205%, Ethereum 357%, the ASX 200 is down 1.3%, the S&P 500 is up 14%, wow, and the MSCI Global is up 13%, which is also impressive considering. As we all know too well, the 1st of January to the 23rd of December figures, these don't tell the full story of the roller coaster in between. From that crash in March, the liquidity squeeze that saw everything sold off barring the USD, and then the unprecedented tsunami of freshly printed money, a currency injected into the global economy. We then saw the dual trade of this can only end badly into precious metals and crypto, and this free money is awesome, this time it's different, into shares. So the $1 million question is, where are we at and where are we going? Again, we have two distinct camps for 2021 with vaccine, the big determinant. In one camp, we have the vaccine will fix everything proponents who are piling into shares despite sky-high valuations on the hope that a post-vaccine rebound will be so incredibly strong as to somehow see earnings outperform share price, and then the share price climb even further. On the other, we have those who say the second and third waves of the virus, now exacerbated by new mutations, and the speed of getting the vaccine to billions of people around the world don't align, and the damage will be done before there are enough vaccinated. And moreover, the damage is already done through the sheer amount of currency and debt added to the system, i.e. we're at the point of no return. If we look at where we are now in terms of the charts and the technical analysis, firstly with Raoul Pal for Macro Insiders, who just published his following views. We can buy when gold breaks this down channel any day now. Here's that chart there. And you can see how important this level is when you look at the long-term chart of gold in inflation-adjusted terms. This is a huge pattern and is suggestive of gold doubling or tripling from here. There's that chart shown there. By way of explanation for the previously shown chart, Pal is talking to a so-called cup and handle formation, where in technical analysis is where the profit target is derived by measuring between the bottom of the cup and the pattern's breakout level, and then extending that amount up from the breakout. On the chart shown previous, that means around $3,500, but the momentum and fundamentals discussed above mean that could easily translate to a 2-buy or 3-buy from the current level. Incidentally, an early thesis theme for Pal in 2021 is a strong emerging markets performance. If correct, as he was for bonds to the end of 2019 and Bitcoin in 2020, that is very constructive for gold as well. Many of the largest EMs have a cultural affinity for gold as a store of wealth, and it sure looks like more wealth is coming their way to convert. At the central bank level too, they are underweight gold, 5%, compared to their Western counterparts, 15%. And so we may see more central bank buying as their economies grow. For silver, the story is similar, but with the added tailwinds due in 2021 of a growing agenda of tying stimulus to environmental initiatives, of which solar is sure to benefit. As James Turk has just tweeted, silver has already broken through this month, putting it potentially ahead of gold, just for now. Here's that support resistance chart shown here. Seasonally too, we should see some continued support for gold and silver, as the early months are generally the more profitable. That said, strong macro forces will always overcome business as usual seasonality. Here's that chart here, showing the historic probability gold rises in a month. Fascinating chart there. Of course, you can see from the figures shown, the big performers of the year were Bitcoin and Ethereum. Powell was pounding the table throughout the year to buy Bitcoin, and it was a masterful call. In terms of 2021, he now sees Ethereum potentially outperforming BTC. In crypto land, I think it's possible that over 2021, ETH will outperform Bitcoin. The pattern seems like a clear, rounded bottom and inverse head and shoulders. It needs to break higher to confirm, which it has not done just yet. Check out that chart here for ETH. Powell warns that after such an incredible run, we should not be surprised by a large correction in BTC at some stage. the trigger could well be a crash in this US share market. That said, any correction he simply sees as an opportunity to buy more, and he's not selling in any anticipation. It's a buy and hold strategy, seeing dips only as buying opportunities. And so the big question, of course, is what are these hyperinflated US share markets going to do? Powell and most are reluctant to put any time frame on this, as it's not a natural market, and hence hard to pick. He does, however, share the charts below, which paint a very clear picture of a big correction due now-ish. Here's that chart there. 2020 is a year most are looking forward to see in the rearview mirror. There's a lot of hope that 2021 will somehow wash away all the pain of 2020. In terms of our collective health and well-being, we certainly hope that's definitely the case. Whilst the injection of a vaccine is at the centre of that hope, we cannot and should not ignore the fact that the global economy has been given injections of the economic equivalent of heroin all year in portion sizes never seen before in all of history. It is completely unrealistic for all of us to expect the junkie to instantly come clean without any pain. 2020 saw a very mixed bag of financial fortunes, depending on how you were invested. 2021 promises the same because of the varied responses from government and central banks alike. We want to take this opportunity to thank all of our readers, listeners, and customers for your support throughout the year at Ainslie. We thank you for your patience when things here got pretty silly there in March and April. We are expanding our office over the break to ensure we can more quickly meet your needs in times of extreme demand. Next year, we'll see us also add a sub $5,000 quick service window to an expanded waiting room as well. Our gold standard, AUS, and silver standard, AGS tokens have outsold all others on Australian exchanges this year. And as we notified earlier, we're improving the contract and legal construct on the 3rd of January in 2021 to remove all transfer fees and to make ownership of the metal direct as opposed to the current option arrangement. We have greatly streamlined the contract, keeping it ERC20 compliant and also ETH 2.0 ready, meaning that they will be perfect for the DeFi world as well. Finally, we want to wish you and yours a wonderful festive season, hopefully a relaxing break after this tumultuous year, and a very, very prosperous and safe 2021. This is the last news of the year. We will recommence news and our podcasts in mid-January. We'll catch you then.